welcome back to another reading. In today's reading, we have a pretty cool topic. We're looking at your life, past, present, and future to just kind of get a glimpse into the wholesomeness of your spiritual journey. So for this reading, I've prepared 3 different pre-shuffled oracle piles. Let's go through them one by one. We have pile number 1 with Mortification, pile number 2 with Alchemical Wedding, and pile number 3 with Antimony. So please select your pile based on your intuition, and I will see you in your reading. Bye! Hi everyone! If you selected pile number 1 or Mortification, this is going to be your reading. A holistic look at your life, past, present, and future. So right away with Mortification, this is obviously death, right? A transformation. Something is dying and clearing out room for something else. So we'll see how this fits into your reading. Let's put it over here. We have the Sentinel, determination and certainty. We also have the Astronomer, discovery and augury. We have the Cartographer, crossroads and exploration. Interesting. It seems like there is a lot of emphasis on exploring and finding something, basically. We'll see. We have the Mystic. This had come out in one of my recent readings here. Let's see your runes. We have Athala, which is the rune of the ancestor or family. Usually it's a rune of a gift from a family. And we have Manaz. Okay, so this is the rune of humanity or human perfection. The rune of internal and external perfectly corresponding to one another. So consciousness perfectly corresponding to material manifestation. And let's see your astrological cards. We have Mars in Gemini with decision. And we have Venus in Taurus with romance. Okay, let's get your tarot cards and see. Pile number 1's journey, past, present, and future. We have the Tower. We have King of Pentacles. And we have 8 of Cups. We have 9 of Swords. We have Page of Cups. And we have the Hanged Man. Let's get 3 more cards. We have King of Cups. We have Knight of Pentacles. And we have Queen of Wands. Alright, pile number 1, let's dive right in. So because your chosen card is the card of mortification or the card of death, this is a clear message to me that there is a before and after to your life. So in the beginning of your journey, you're living rooted in the material world. You learn the rules of how this earthly realm operates. Then you acquire identity that does not really belong to you. You shed that identity through the process of death and then you resurrect as the true you and move towards the uniting with your destiny basically here. And actually your tarot card spread is showing us that you are basically on the precipice of walking into this future, into the after. So as I said, there's a before and after. There is a time in your life in the past that you're building and building within the physical realm. Then there's a moment internally, spiritually, of death and shedding of a false identity. You stand back up as the true you and move into the merging with your destiny here, as we're seeing in your spread. Now, because one of your oracle cards here is the Sentinel, and it has those Amor and Fari basically written on each of the flags, it's clear to me that since you were very little, you were extremely gifted at something. You had that skill or capacity that you were recognized for, basically by your family or by people surrounding you. You really understood your skill, your strength, and you really had a vision for the future in terms of the kind of great success that you are meant to accomplish in this lifetime. Now let's dive into the first row of your spread here, because this row represents your past. What we're seeing is the Tower, King of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups. And this is a very clear message that when you were young or in the past, you went after what you believed to be your destiny or your calling. You really tried to fulfill it, but you were faced with basically failure or blockages along the way. That had made you really focused on just acquiring success here, basically. So instead of acquiring success within a realm that you value, within the skill that you value, you have decided just prioritizing success once you have experienced failure within the realm that you really cared about. So this gives me a feeling of someone who, maybe had a creative dream. You went out and tried to fulfill it. You were met with blockages along the way, and that disappointment, that falling of the tower, it really disconnected you from your identity and made you prioritize basically finances, material well-being, basically just security. You decided that, okay, if I can't really accomplish what I want to accomplish, what I need still is some sort of a material level of stability or success that I will settle for. And it seems to me, because this is King of Pentacles, you've gotten really good at acquiring what it is you want in the material realm, although it's not precisely what you were looking for. Basically, you adjusted, you let the Tower of Cards fall down, you redirected, and you started building basically in accordance with what society expects from us or what other people expect from us. You decided to, if you can't have this dream of yours, then the least you can do is try to accomplish things through your conscious effort as well as through your brilliant mind. And we're seeing this with Mars in Gemini here. Mars is a planet of action, right? And because this is a Gemini placement, it's clear to me that you really utilized your mind. Like, you really relied basically on your logical self, because your dream perhaps was so massive and so illogical as per se. When it failed, you decided, okay, what can I do to achieve success in a different capacity by using my intellect, by using the skills that I've acquired through this material realm experience. However, despite you seemingly being really good at operating within the material world and, gaining, maybe working at a certain position and constantly growing in it, because this is a King of Pentacles, so this is someone who's really experienced in the material realm. It seems like you have been feeling heartbroken regardless, because you do not have the fulfillment of your actual dream that resonates with your true heart-centered being here. Eight of Cups is the card that precedes Nine of Cups, which is a card of fulfillment of your wildest wish or dream here. And Eight of Cups is a card of always walking away from something that is very stable and secure, somewhere where you are rooted and towards the fulfillment of your dream. And that's why Eight of Cups energy can be tense Because on one hand, you already do have an established life, certain level of success, certain, position that you play within the social confines. Yet, this position does not leave you satisfied in the way that your heart needs to be satisfied in. And that leaves you feeling disappointment and sad, because all you can do is think about the dreams that you've left behind, that true dream that belonged to you, that you really, really were able to see into the future and envision since you were very, very young. It's clear to me that in your past, you've come to a conclusion basically where, okay, yes, you've built yourself in the material realm in some capacity, you've established and secured yourself, and you do have the stability that you were looking for. Still, this is not enough for you, and we're seeing this energy move forward here with Nine of Swords, Page of Cups, and Hanged Man, which represents your current situation. Now, Nine of Swords here tells us a story of you basically right now in your life feeling like the walls are closing in on you, at least from the perspective of your mind. You're feeling maybe anxious, maybe you're feeling an acceleration in pressure that you generally put on yourself. And that is because there is something calling you here. Your heart is calling you home. Your heart is calling you to unite with your destiny. And this is quite uncomfortable because you are already secured and rooted somewhere where you are not meant to be here in some capacity. And that's why Nine of Swords, although it is an anxious and uncomfortable situation to be in, it's also the end of the journey, because it's precisely in those moments in destiny where the walls close in on us, where we start recognizing what it is that we truly, truly want and whether it's worth it for us. This, in combination with the Hanged Man, following these two cards, tells me that this basically calling that you're hearing from within, the reawakening of your dream, the reawakening of your vision for your future, and this acceleration of anxiety with Nine of Swords, it is actually basically turning your perspective upside down and is causing a spiritual awakening within you. Because traditionally, obviously, the Hanged Man is a card of a pause that happens in our life when we are meant to process something and move forward in a different way. It's a card of a pause, and although it is not necessarily the best card, right, in terms of our experience, it is a card that allows us to upgrade frequency-wise and awaken to the true calling of the soul. And this is what we're seeing happening in your future here. Do you see how you're upgrading from Page of Cups to King of Cups here? Right now, Page of Cups obviously is a young energy, right? So you're hearing the call of your soul, of your heart, to move in a certain direction, to fulfill your dream in some capacity. But this is a young energy because you've not really been interacting with it for an extended period of time. You've been so preoccupied with building your castle here of cards, right? With building within the material realm that you kind of lost sight of this basically soulful energy to you. Your heart's calling here. And right now, because this is Page of Cups, it is reawakening and causing this spiritual evolution or spiritual upgrade within you that causes you to move towards the direction of your destiny and finally fulfill your heart here with King of Cups. Now let's move into this last row of cards here, which represents your future. Because you're upgrading from Page of Cups to King of Cups, it is clear to me that once this process of spiritual awakening occurs within you from the Hanged Man placement here, you will be following through. You will be walking in the path of destiny and uniting with your dream here with Venus and Taurus, right? Romance. You are merging with your desire and you're really finding the fulfillment that you were looking for, because this is a page, this is young energy, and we're seeing that in the future, you become really, really accustomed to enjoying your life, to doing what you love, to being that person who is truly in touch with their heart-centered being. And it's clear to me with Knight of Pentacles being here, because Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, right? You're finally accomplishing within the material realm something that you've been set out to accomplish since you were very, very young. Finally, you're receiving the material world success, but this time around, it's not built on just your logic and, fulfilling whatever the obligations that you might have for society. This time, your success is based on who you truly are, on your soul's desire, on your heart calling here with King of Cups and Queen of Wands being here. This tells me that your success in some capacity lies within creativity here, within being both the masculine energy that you are already accustomed to through your journey, but also the feminine energy of creation. So whatever it is that you're doing in the future, pile number one, you're definitely very, very happy. Your heart is full. You've united with your destiny in terms of your heart-centered being, in terms of your soul's calling for this lifetime. You're receiving the long-awaited success that you might have given up on entirely. And this success is a result of you following your heart and of you honoring who you truly are on the fundamental, soulful level here, as well as this success allows you to honor the creative and feminine side of your being. Basically, the way that your future is looking here, and you're transitioning into this future about now, like literally this massive transformation or spiritual awakening is occurring now, and you're transitioning into the future of fulfilled heart accomplishment precisely in the field that you are skilled at and passionate about, as well as something that is creative, that is truly allowing you to look into the future and build from there. So in the future, what we're seeing is you're happy, you're fulfilled, you merge with your destiny, and then because this Queen of Cups is looking in the direction of further future here, it's clear to me that once you merge with that success that was meant for you, once you really acquire that fulfillment of your soul's dream that you've been waiting for your whole life, now basically it's all about creativity for you. Now you are, this creative being who is just walking through life, creating and impacting people based on their creative ability. Again, we're seeing the confirmation in your runes here with Athala and Manaz. Athala here is the rune of the ancestor, right? Or the rune of family. So this tells me, I'm interpreting these cards as before and after, because we do have this death, basically, that tells us there is a before and after to your life. At some point, you're just living within the material realm like everyone else, and at another point, you're living this awakened and fulfilling life. And because Athala had shown up as your past, I think for a lot of you, pile number one, you either have been carrying a lot of ancestral trauma that basically has been blocking you alongside your journey towards the fulfillment of your dream, or you're just carrying a lot of family trauma, basically trauma from your childhood that is related to karmic relationships within your family. And once you work through this energy, you move into this Manaz, which is basically a card of human perfection, a card of basically a perfect expression of consciousness into the material realm here. So if you have been believing yourself to be a grand manifester and someone who is capable of accomplishing all of their dreams since you were young, and now this lack of success within the realm that you cared about, it really convinced you that, okay, maybe I'm not actually meant for it. Maybe I actually have to reroute here. No. This is not your story, pile number one. The The reason why your success has been blocked is because you were meant to work through some karmic energy here. And once this karmic energy is done, and we're seeing that you're in the process of basically shedding this energy now, you finally are able to see the expression of your conscious desires or manifestations in reality. So yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful reading, pile number one. Thank you so much for doing this reading with me and allowing me into your energy. I think this is all that I see here. So if you like this video and it resonated, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me and would like to share your story, please subscribe and comment. I always love to interact with you guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi everyone. If you selected pile number 2 or Alchemical Wedding, this is going to be your reading. Holistic look at your life, past, present, and future. So right away with Alchemical Wedding, there seems to be an integration from duality into a holistic being in your spiritual journey that is emphasized. We will see. Let's reveal the rest of your oracle cards. We have Alethea. True. Oh gosh, do you guys see this? Whoa, what a synchronicity. White, black, duality again, definitely a confirmation. Okay, so it seems to me that there has been a split within your personhood or within your energy into two, and at some point in your journey there is an integration of the shadow, and it's certainly a cause for celebration because of the wedding here. We'll see. We have the Smith, overthinking, taking action. We also have the Founder, foundations and community. Another duality card. We also have the Poet, relationships, vulnerability. Let's reveal your runes. We have Berkana. So this is the rune of birth or a new beginning. And we have Athala, which is the rune of ancestor or inheritance. We'll see how these fit in. Let's reveal your astrological cards. We have Mars in Pisces with escape. And we have Saturn in Aquarius with eccentricity. Okay, I'm already picking up some messages, but let's get your tarot cards. All right, let's see what pile number 2's messages are about their past, present, and future. Pile number 2, past, present, and future. Pile number 2. We have 2 of Pentacles. We have the World. And we have 9 of Cups. We have 3 of Swords. We have 4 of Cups. And we have Ace of Wands. We have 7 of Swords. We have Queen of Cups. We have the Lovers. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, pile number two, let's dive right in. So, as I said in the very beginning, there seems to be a dichotomy to your energy that eventually blends and finally integrates into a holistic being. This dichotomy in your energy has to deal with some sort of either ancestral trauma or perhaps, just childhood trauma in your family because you were so different from everyone around you growing up. With Saturn in Aquarius and eccentricity, it's clear to me that you were always very, very different from, people around you. With the poet being here, this really gives me the context to this eccentricity card. Basically, you have always been a very gentle, very soft, very nurturing. Like even my voice is going down now as I'm telling you this, because you're a very soft, sweet, nurturing, kind, gentle being. However, for some reason, because of your own karma, because of karmic ties within your family, or because of the ancestral trauma that you decided to basically shed in this lifetime, people could not really see you for who you are, and you couldn't adequately express yourself as you are. And instead, you started believing that this poetic or soft natured kind of qualities of you, they are actually the qualities that are making you vulnerable to the outside world, which made you really take on a false identity. Basically, it really made you lean into logic, into your mind, into more masculine qualities with the Smith here. This obviously had created a dichotomy within your field. Basically, two polar opposite energies that contradicts, that still are a part of your being. With Mars in Pisces alongside with this eccentricity card, it's clear to me that when you were young, you really felt ostracized, or like a black sheep basically in some capacity. And that really made you withdraw into the world of imagination or creation. It really made you withdraw into your own bubble, because you were protecting your energy. And through that process of protecting your energy, and interacting with the external world that doesn't see you for who you are and doesn't allow you to express yourself as your true being, you have gotten yourself into this messy energy of basically duality existing within you. The mask of masculinity has been put on, and the poet within you was hidden from the outside world. Now let's take a look at your first row of cards because it represents your past. Because this is Two of Pentacles, the World, and Nine of Cups, it is clear to me, pile number two, that in your past you have met someone. For most of you, this is someone like a romantic counterpart that you have manifested that really recognized basically you for who you truly are. And this was a karmic connection basically here, because you have become addicted to them basically because they were the first person to allow you to express these nurturing, soft, feminine qualities basically. So you have become obsessed with them. I think this was a dream come true when you came into union with this person. I think you have consciously, honestly manifested this person to be within your realm, because once you met them and they recognize that part of you that has been pushed into the shadow your whole life, basically since your childhood, basically up until this point, your nurturing feminine qualities have been pushed to the side and they weren't able to express themselves. And because you were denying yourself this fundamental truth about who you are, once you met the person who recognized that truth within you, you were like, okay, this is my basically dopamine here, right? Because for the first time in my life, I am recognizing recognized for something that I know on a soulful level I actually am. Now, although it seems to me that you were able to manifest a union with this person, for those of you who don't relate to it being romantic, it could be a karmic bond with, a friend or just someone who was very, very important and soulful to you, and you didn't recognize this connection as karmic right away. But basically, you manifested a union with this person. You were over the moon and you felt like finally your heart's desires are being fulfilled. No doubt, whoever this person is, they made you experience joy and love to the capacity that you haven't experienced before. And that is because they recognized your shadow, basically. And that is why your shadow had become so attached to them. I think they really were like a dream come true in some capacity here. But because we're moving into the present here and we're opening up with 3 of Swords, and it's someone basically taking out the knife out of your back, it's clear to me that this situation was karmic and it ended in heartbreak. It actually caused you a lot of suffering, a lot of emotional pain. With 3 of Swords here, you feel like you've been stabbed in the back. And with 4 of Cups following 3 of Swords here, it is clear that, this energy of heartbreak has lingered to the present moment here. It's clear that you're still looking down and not recognizing that the world out there has so much possibility and has so much to offer you here in terms of the fulfillment of your creative dream, or in terms of the fulfillment of your romantic dream. For some of you, this is definitely romantic and you are getting a romantic soulmate counterpart in the future here. But with 4 of Cups looking directly at 3 of Swords here, it's clear to me that right now in your present, pile number 2, you're basically processing this heartbreak. You still feel down. You still don't see the possibility of a happier, more fulfilling relationship. You still are basically in your, sad era, basically, with 4 of Cups being here, looking directly at this heartbreak here. But what I will tell you is happening right now, pile number 2, is you are basically given by the universe or by God or by your angel, spirit guides, whatever it is that you believe in, you are given from the universe a spark of inspiration, with Ace of Wands being here. And because the 7 of Swords rising from the dead is looking directly at this Ace of Wands, there is definitely a message of you working through this heartbreak by basically channeling it into some sort of an art form here. So this definitely gives me a feeling of like someone writing breakup song, you know what I mean? Because they've experienced a heartbreak, someone just channeling all of their pain into something creative here. And this channeling of your pain or suffering or of this heartbreak into something creative here allows you to shed that basically pain from your energy field and to rise from the dead here. As you can see, this says hope and reflection. And the guy is looking directly at the Ace of Wands here. So it's clear to me that this creative processing of your pain allows you to finally rise from the dead and integrate that basically dichotomy to your energy and rise as the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Hearts, the poet, the creative being that you actually are. You looking back, reflecting at the suffering that has been caused to you and channeling it into something creative here allows you to move into the future, to rise from the dead, and to finally integrate or unite with your authentic self, who is so sweet, so soft, so kind and loving and feminine in its nature, as well as that allows you to basically finally merge with your heart's desire, with the Lovers here. Once you really integrate this black and white duality to your being, once you really integrate the shadow and recognize yourself as the poet that you are, you also simultaneously are uniting with your soul's calling or with your heart's desire for this lifetime. For a lot of you, once you are done processing this cycle and once you integrate yourself into a holistic being that is this Queen of Cups, you're also meeting the actual love of your life, not the karmic partner that you've met in the past here. For all of you, you are stepping into a more holistic identity here. You are finally feeling like you can be yourself and you know who you are. There's no more confusion in regards to your own consciousness about who you are and who you're meant to be. You're no longer wearing a mask. You're rising from the dead here, blending yourself into a wholesome being. And once this integration process occurs, you're also uniting with your destined path, as well as for some of you who are looking for that, with that destined soulmate here. It's beautiful, very, very beautiful, pile number 2. Aletheia here is the card of truth, and it's a card that requires us to basically recognize ourselves for both our light and our shadow and integrate those. Integrate the shadow into the light. Understand yourself and who you are throughout your journey. Look back and reflect. Channel this heartbreak and all of your emotions into whatever it is the creative pursuit that you're inspired to do here. And this channeling will allow you to rise from the dead and move forward in your life as a holistic person, as someone who understands themselves on a soulful level. And this is a totally new journey. In the future, pile number 2, you no longer will have to feel this, push and pull in your energy, this energy of suffering or of, inconsistency within you, as if you're so confused even about who you are. At this point, it's been a long time, since you were young and you really saw yourself as this eccentric being. And there needs to be a union of your energy into the truth here. Aletheia is truth. You are becoming who you truly were meant to embody and be in this lifetime. You're merging with your destiny. You finally got that key, to unlock the path of destiny here and to truly be who you're meant to be authentically. So, wow, pile number 2. I know that right now things might be really painful because you're processing a lot of the suffering that people have caused you. You're also processing a loss of this basically dopamine hit that you had with this particular person here. You're processing the loss of this person. You're processing the heartbreak. You're feeling down. But I also see that now you are getting the spark of inspiration that is guiding you precisely towards the fulfillment of your heart. This tiny spark of inspiration that is granted to you by universe itself, by the divine itself here, is going to be your saving grace. It's going to allow you to rise from the dead and finally recognize yourself for your true power, for who you truly are authentically. Pile number 2. So yeah, pile number 2. I know that the processing right now, this lingering of pain in your field, it must be very, very difficult to deal with. And it must cause you a lot of mental anxiety. Like maybe you're like, I just can't see clearly. I don't know if I'll ever feel happy again. I don't know if there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm just not meant to figure this out. Maybe I'll always feel this heartbreak within me. No, Pile number 2. Right now, you're precisely at the moment in your destiny where you're hearing the spark of inspiration. You channel your shadow through this creativity here, and you rise from the dead and become who you were meant to be in this lifetime. And this is a leadership position, but it's a leadership position not from a masculine standpoint, rather it's a leadership position from a feminine, heart-centered standpoint, in union with your desire here, whatever it might be for you. So yeah, pile number 2. I think this is all that I'm seeing here. Hold on a little longer. Allow yourself to process this pain, to shed this pain, to integrate the shadow through whatever it is that is calling your creativity now, and you will see how refreshing it feels to shed that darkness, to finally step into your authentic self, to rise as who you truly are, and finally experience the life that you were meant for. So yeah, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. Just allow yourself to process this pain adequately, and you're going to find yourself in this beautiful, beautiful future that is meant for you here. A new beginning after a cycle of ancestral trauma and pain, or after a cycle of karma, is meant for you in this lifetime. So just hold on a little longer. Allow yourself to recognize your pain for what it is. Don't resist it. Channel it into your creativity instead, and before you know it, you're going to find yourself in this beautiful future here. So yeah, pile number 2, this is all that I see here. Thank you so much for allowing me into your energy and for letting me do this beautiful reading for you. Congratulations, the future is looking very, very bright, and you're on the precipice of entering it here. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to share your story with me, please comment, because I do love interacting with you down in the comments below. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hi everyone, if you selected pile number 3 or Antimony, this is going to be your reading all about your life, past, present, and future. So we're taking a holistic look at your life from the perspective of destiny here. And right away with Antimony, this is a very powerful, free-spirited energy, but also an energy that needs a lot of care when you channel it. Because if you don't channel it properly, obviously it's wild and chaotic. So we'll see how this fits into your reading. Let's just put it over here. We have the siren. Wow. Okay, so there's definitely something calling you. Just because the wolf responds to the moon, right? The siren calls in a similar manner. All right, let's see these cards. We have the scholar, investigation and research. We also have the hound, loyalty, chains, promises. The hound. And the wolf. Whoa, okay, this is definitely a very, very powerful pile. Very free-spirited, very spiritual, very individualistic and unique. We'll see. We also have the hunter. Wow. Sure-footedness and predestination. Okay. So you have been on the hunt for something with the hound, the wolf, and the hunter. Something has been calling you, a fulfillment of some sort of a wild, really massive energy or success. We'll see. Let's reveal your astrology cards. We have moon in Taurus with exaltation. And we have sun in Capricorn with achievement. Whoa. So it seems like there's going to be a message about achieving something and transitioning into an easier time in your life. So let's reveal your runes. We have Sawulio, which is the sun rune, the success rune actually, the rune of positivity and celebration. And we have Gebo. Oh, okay, union, the rune of the union. It was something that you were meant to basically hold in this lifetime, whether it be, a partnership or something that you desire. There is a union that we're going to be discussing here in your reading. All right, let's get your tarot cards and see how all of these cards fit into your reading. All right. Can we take a holistic look at pile number 3's life, their past? We have 8 of Cups. We have Knight of Swords. And we have the Sun. Wow. We have 10 of Wands. We have 7 of Pentacles. And we have 6 of Wands. Wow. Okay, beautiful. And let's get 3 more cards. We have 2 of Swords. We have 2 of Cups and 4 of Wands. All right, pile number 3. What do we have here? Okay, pile number 3. Let's dive right in. So let's begin with your chosen oracle card, Antimony. Antimony is a metal that has a quality of dissolving other metals that it interacts with, except for gold. This is a card that really talks about being extremely, extremely gifted and powerful, but also obviously because you're given such an immense amount of power in this lifetime, this energy is quite difficult to hold, very carefully. You have to deal with this energy because it's a lot. It's like, how they say a great gift is always a great responsibility. Great power is always great responsibility. And this is what we're seeing here about your soul. This card in combination with the Siren tells me 2 things about you. The first one being is you are a very, very powerful soul, okay? You have had a lot of experiences, incarnating, or a lot of experiences working in the astral realm. You're really familiar with basically how the earthly realm operates, and you're really familiar with what the journey to ascension is. I would be surprised if you don't identify with, looking for enlightenment in other lifetimes as well, and being an extremely, extremely spiritually awakened individual, basically ever since you were very, very young here, as well as alongside with the Siren and the Hunter predestination. You have always been aware that there is an element of fate that needs to be fulfilled, and you were always on the hunt basically for that great success or a desire. This is a very, very, very ambitious pile, okay? This is a very powerful pile. This gives me a feeling of someone who, as a child, you were clearly very, very unique, very different from other people. You were always more conscious and highly vibrational than others, and you've always been very extremely talented at certain skills already that other people have been recognizing you for, and really, acknowledging that part of you. So you might have been talented at something that even other people saw, although this talent might be, in a creative field, although this talent might be something that is unique and you don't see in an average individual. People have recognized that talent about you and really encouraged you to pursue it, to fulfill it, because it was clear that you were just so massively gifted and you were meant for greatness basically in this lifetime. Because of the energy of Antimony Antimony and the Siren, this is also a very creative pile, okay? So ever since you were very young, you could be very creatively gifted at something, as well as you're also very, very intellectually smart, okay? So you are even good at picking up skills that are not related to your soul's calling. Does that make sense? So this gives me a story of someone who is good naturally at certain creative things and their own basically embodiment of their authentic gift here, but also someone who is smart enough and intellectually capable enough to pick up other skills and learn basically from everything in life. Like you could be naturally gifted in arts, but you're also really good at math. You know, although you're not passionate about math, you understand it and it just comes easily to you because of the scholar and investigation aspect of it all. Because of Eight of Cups opening your reading here, and this row of cards represents your past, it's clear to me that you always felt this longing to merge with your dream or your grand ambition and goal. You always wanted that for yourself, and you could hear the voice of the calling so much earlier than other people can. And you went on, you know, into the real world, into your own fool's journey through the major arcana, and it had left you quite dissatisfied, you know, because you feel that longing within your bones. Honestly, you feel that longing for your desire, and perhaps you look around and it seems like, you know, everyone is doing so okay. Everyone seems to not have the issues that I do. I think pile number 3, although you are this powerful, enlightened being, you know, because you've always believed yourself to be this powerful and this enlightened, you also put a lot of pressure onto yourself to achieve whatever it is you dream of achieving right away. Basically, the first time around, you know, you're going after something here and you are not really merging with life in the way that you envisioned it. Life really, you know, took a different direction from where you believed it would go, and it had left you dissatisfied in the past with Eight of Cups being here. Eight of Cups is always a card of, you know, feeling stable in some capacity and maybe even better than a lot of other people. Doing okay, you know, you're doing fine. But the longing towards the fulfillment of Nine of Cups, which is a wish come true, it keeps calling you here. However, what we're seeing in your past is you're not really following through with your soul's calling in your past. Rather, you decide to accomplish and achieve within the material realm through the use of your intellect and logic. Because you're such a smart individual, because you're so skilled at so many different things, it seems like perhaps whatever it is you want here, because the Siren always comes with a notion of whatever it is that is calling us, it is not entirely rational, okay? It's not entirely built in terms of what society perceives we should be doing. That is an easy path here. And I think perhaps you've taken on a limiting belief that you can't really fulfill the soul's calling. But what you always were aware of is that you are capable of achieving success in some capacity. And in the past, you decided to achieve this success or fulfill some sort of ambition here in the material realm through basically your intellect here. So because we have Knight of Swords, which is the intellectual knight, basically, it's the second fastest knight in the deck who is moving towards the desires based on their intellect and what they perceive to be rational and what they perceive to be something that they could be good at and they could want for themselves. This gives me a story of perhaps a lot of you getting a degree in something, okay? You fulfill something here. We're seeing basically in your past a story of, you know, you long to merge with your dream. Then you decide that you're not gonna do it through the heart route. You decide to utilize your intellect to pursue something here, some sort of, you know, investigation, research, something that's related to the intellect here. So for a lot of you, it's going to school, getting your degrees, or whatever it is that might be. You accomplish that and you find yourself in the present now. Basically, you do achieve success. In your case, this could be referring transition, to finally getting that diploma or finally getting that certification. Whatever it is that you wanted to accomplish here through your studies, you do accomplish because you're such a skilled individual. However, at this point, as we transition into your present, the second row of cards that represents what is happening in your energy field right now, it is clear to me that you are tired, okay? 10 of Wands is the end of the journey. It's an end of a journey that has been quite difficult, that has been rerouting, that has been going in all kinds of different direction. And because this is Wands energy, this really talks about, moving alongside creative path here. It seems to me that at this particular moment right now, you feel kind of tired, okay? You feel like, you're exhausted. You feel like you're working on your craft and you are basically becoming skilled at something here. Right now, what we're seeing in your energy is you're tired. You feel like there is some sort of a lack of, the massive fulfillment that you were looking for here. But it seems like you're still preoccupied with developing skill in some capacity. A lot of your life, it seems like you go off onto all of these side quests, that you think to be side quests because you were like, okay, I wanted this dream. It didn't work. What do I do now? Reroute, then reroute here. But these are not actually side quests. Actually, you were meant to go through all of this in your lifetime in order to eventually merge with your destiny and utilize all of these side quest skills that you have acquired in your union with your destiny that we're seeing occur in your future here. Pile number 3, although we're seeing that you are tired and you are in the end of the journey, energetically speaking, in terms of whatever it is you do for your skill, for your craft, for your work here, right now, as I'm recording this, right now, you are receiving the success within the field that you are basically operating from. And you're receiving a significant success that allows you to get recognition for what you are, for your skill here, basically. 6 of Wands is a card of victory, a card of success. It also a card of being recognized for your particular skill set here. And perhaps as you're listening to this right now, pile number 3, you are about for the first time, because I'm seeing that you're tired, you're working on your skill, perhaps you're working on your skill not as a primary hustle here, perhaps you're working on your skill again this time around, but you're not really seeing the possibility of success here because this card is facing us and the success is looking towards the future. But I know, pile number 3, that you can intuitively sense that the energy had opened up, and right now the time in terms of your enjoyment of life, in terms of your place in this world and in the community of humanity, basically, you're finally finding it. Right now, as you're watching this pile number 3, you are about to experience some sort of a massive success here now, basically within the very, very near future here. Now, what we're seeing is occurring next is very interesting, and I feel like I should clarify this 2 of Swords. Actually, let me do this right now. The Chariot. Oh, okay. And what is this? 3 of Coins. Wow. Okay, this makes perfect sense. Wow. Okay. Sorry, pile number 3. I got excited. Let me just move these cards so you can see them a little bit better, and I will explain what is occurring in your future here. This really clears things up for me, actually. So, pile number 3. Honestly, I'm so happy that I pulled these clarifiers here because this makes perfect sense and it clears up this part of the reading as well. So let me just get into it. So there are 2 scenarios that I'm seeing for what is occurring presently. Either you're working still within some sort of a system that doesn't allow you to express yourself creatively and for who you truly are. Like, this is not the call of your destiny, what you're doing here in terms of your skill, and you're becoming very successful at it, okay? You're becoming so successful to the point that within your consciousness, consciousness, there is a shift, and you are understanding like, okay, actually, maybe I can attempt the fulfillment of my dream here again. Maybe I can actually move in this direction again because of the success. Basically, finally, I think you've experienced a lot of blockages on your way to achievement, and you were like, well, why? I work harder than anyone else. I've always wanted this. I'm ambitious, I'm hardworking, I'm going for this. I'm trying to achieve success in some capacity because I know that I can do it. Why wasn't I able to really fulfill it in the way that my vision is? Finally, pile number 3, you're getting some sort of success here that is really signifying to you that the energy is clear and you might actually accomplish your actual dream here. For others, okay, so this is one case scenario. You're doing something unrelated to your dream here. You're receiving some massive success here, gives you public recognition, and this success allows you to really see the future of your life and allows you to really see that actually the fulfillment of your original dream is possible. Or for others, you are working within whatever it is that you're doing within something that's not related to your destiny. You have at the same time been working on your creative skill here. You've been pouring yourself into some project on the side. You know, you're just working. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this professionally. I'm going to do this for work, but I'm going to still focus on my creativity on the side. And you're finally getting the recognition for this particular creativity in some capacity that allows you to finally see the possibility of your dream coming true. There's some sort of a significant success with 6 of Wands that is happening for you right now or in the very, very near future that allows you to consider the possibility of you making your wildest original dream come true. You know, finding that place within the world where you truly belong as the authentic you, as the powerful leader type, creative energy that is truly able to help humanity to awaken in some capacity here. And what we're seeing occurring in your future once you experience the success in the now is, at first, with the Chariot here, you are feeling an acceleration of anxiety, okay? So this gives me a feeling of finally life is, you know, kind to you. Finally, you're receiving some success. You know, things are easier. The energy is flowing more smoothly. Whatever it is, the blockage that has been on you in terms of achievement of your ambition and goal here, it's over, okay? You see that it's over. And this gives me a feeling of you experiencing the success, and now you're like, okay, I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. Like, it can't really be that finally I'm okay. You know what I mean? This gives me a feeling of someone who is so used to being challenged by the external circumstance and the world in general that when you experience something good, you question it. Anxiety sneaks in because you're so not used to it. You're not used to things going your way, okay? And you're used to having to reroute. So you're like, okay, what now? I'm getting something good here. Is another shoe gonna drop? And we're seeing this with 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is always an energy of anxiety because of indecision, because you can't really see clearly what the future is, because your call of your heart, it's never rational. It's never makes sense to the external world, never makes sense to our logical mind. It is something that is deeply heart-rooted, deeply soul-rooted, so it has nothing to do with the intellect. And that's why it's really hard when you are such an intellectual, an ambitious, an accomplished person for you to, you know, make decisions in life that are not based on the intellect here. But as we know in spirituality, a lot of wisdom is actually not very intellectual. It's very intuitive. It's very much about embodiment of truth here. And it's clear to me that in your future, once you receive the success, you feel anxious because you're like, okay, on the one hand, the idea that your dream can come true has been introduced to you through the success, and you feel and hear the calling of your intuition here. On the other hand, you can't rationally calculate, like, how are you going to proceed from the success here? How are you going to change or reroute towards the direction of your calling here? Because the Chariot came out to clarify it. And obviously the Chariot is a card of conscious beginning. You're going on a conscious journey. You're choosing And the Chariot card is always represented with, you know, one masculine and one feminine side of the Chariot, because both your intellect and your heart have to be in the same place. You have to utilize your intellect to fulfill your heart or your soul's calling here. And because the Chariot clarifies the Two of Swords here, it's clear to me that in your future, once you experience this success that is occurring now, you're feeling anxious, okay? Because you are resistant to basically move in the direction of your soul's calling here. But the good news, pile number 3, is this energy of anxiety is just a natural energy that is basically ingrained in your physiology, right? Our ego does not like to move in accordance with our intuition. And the anxiety or the indecision that you're going to be experiencing once you really touch some sort of a massive success here, it's very natural, okay? Your cards are here telling you it's natural. You're going to feel anxious. It's going to be an escalation of fear in order for you to address whatever the limiting patterns might be there. But if you follow the call of your intuition, if you channel this energy, this powerful, powerful energy that's calling you into this new journey here, what results is you merging with your desire with Two of Cups and another massive success. This time around, it's a success that is truly creative, truly the success that you have been dreaming of, and it's truly an achievement of a lifetime here, basically. With the moon being in Taurus as well as with sun being in Capricorn, there is an energy of you getting in touch with abundance, with luxury in all of its capacity. For a lot of you, okay, when you move into the direction of merging with your destiny here, you also merge with your soulmate. And the reason I say that is not just Two of Cups, because Two of Cups is obviously traditionally a card of partnership here, but also because Four of Wands traditionally represents wedding. So a lot of you are getting married at the same time, or meeting your soulmate and getting married very quickly once you start moving in the direction of your destiny here. But it's clear to me that the message is not just about the soulmate or soul union here, because we have Three of Coins being here, and it's clear to me that Three of Coins, right, it's about creative cooperation. It's about working with someone on a creative project where all of the parties are respected for who they are. So this Two of Cups definitely represents two blessings. You know, for those of you looking for a romantic partner, you're getting that. You're getting married. You're basically merging with your one and only in this lifetime. But for all of you, you are uniting with your soul's calling in some capacity and finally starting to work on the creative dream that you have always known you were meant for with predestination. I know, pile number 3, that your journey has been long and you're tired, and maybe at this point you're like, you know what, I don't know. Life had made me humble. I really thought I knew, but at this point I don't. You know, maybe the energy of continuous blockages has really made you convinced that you will not inevitably find yourself at this place of success or merging with your destiny here. Maybe you think you're too old already, because I'm seeing that you spend a lot of time studying other things. You have dove into so many different basically aspects of life because you're such an intellectual and such a curious and enlightened being that you love learning through the physical world here. But pile number 3, you are not too old. We are seeing that this union, this crossing between you and destiny, it's meant for you to have in this lifetime. You're meant to receive the success that you were always called for with the Siren. And honestly, I think the reason why you haven't really been able to achieve it here is because of this antimony energy, okay? I think you're such a uniquely powerful being, but also with this comes a lot of responsibility. So I think this energy, you know what this gives me? This gives me crown chakra activation because of the purple, right? So your crown chakra is so active. You see through everything. Basically, you've always been more enlightened than other people have. So like the physical world rules make no sense to you. So it's really, really difficult for you to deal with the earthly material realm here. And I think in some capacity, it has really discouraged you and crushed your heart, basically, that you weren't able to fulfill it here. But honestly, pile number 3, everything, divine timing is real, okay? I'm telling you this as someone who had experienced divine timing in my life after failure in certain things that I have been wanting for myself, certain things that I've been trying to push past in my life to accomplish. I have seen what divine timing means. And when you finally merge with your destiny here, you're not going to look back at your life and say, well, I wasted so much time here. Actually, all of the skills that you've learned along the way, all of the reroutes, or all of the experiences that you've had that you believe are useless or not something that you care about, they will all contribute to you being basically in a position of authority, of creative success. They will all contribute to your skill set, and you will be known as someone who is not only accomplished and successful and really empowering to other beings. You will be known as someone who is intelligent in many different areas of life, and that's because your life and your journey hasn't been easy, and you rerouted and you learned. And even though you don't have the hindsight just yet, pile number 3, right now, because this row represents your now and this row represents your future, right now you're about to witness the first sign of success that's going to shift your consciousness and your perspective to the point that your eyes open to the possibility of you actually fulfilling that unique and crazy dream that you have for yourself. And although this energy of success comes with anxiety, because you're like, okay, am I really gonna try to accomplish this now? You're like, really? Am I really going for it? I feel like I should, You're still moving in the direction. You're choosing what is right in terms of your destiny. You're meeting your destiny at the crosswalks, and you're finding yourself in union with basically not only your destined path, but also with a community and loving relationships here. And no longer will you be, the student. I think you spend a lot of your time studying and learning and trying to figure out what is blocking you and trying to fulfill yourself through so many different areas. And the energy just has been blocked this entire time. But you are meant to unite with your destiny, and you're going to be a powerful leader for all of us in terms of awakening us and sharing your wisdom with us in some capacity here. That's definitely certain. For those of you who identify with being an artist or a creative in some capacity with Antimony and the Siren, there is definitely a message of being able to channel your creativity and your shadow and negative things that you experience with Antimony into your art, instead of allowing this energy to consume your own consciousness. There's because you have so much responsibility with your gift, you need to channel this energy accordingly with this powerful Antimony card here. So yeah, pile number 3, congratulations. First and foremost, right now in your present, you're about to experience some massive success and recognition, perhaps for your creative work here, or just some sort of a success that really shifts your perspective and allows you to see the possibility of you uniting with your destiny. And you're going off, okay? This success is all you need to see for you to go off and for you to merge with your destiny and start experiencing a higher frequency of life with Moon in Taurus and exaltation here. You're definitely going to be living abundantly. You're definitely going to be living happily, and you're going to transition from being a scholar into being a teacher in some capacity here in order to share your gift with the world, basically. So yeah, pile number 3, I think this is all that I see here. Thank you so much for allowing me into your energy. If you like this reading and if it resonated, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like sharing your story, I would love to hear what it is about. Obviously, I can only read energy, and I would love to know the specifics. If you feel like sharing that with me, I love interacting with you in the comments. And yeah, if you want to support me and see more from me, please subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!